Yeah, I'll just as always, as we reflect back on a week, having the open date last week, I think was really necessary for us, and we had really talked a lot during camp about we've got to get through the first 5 games and really get a really good feel and see where we are. We kind of use those first 5 games a little bit as a kind of a preseason on where we are right now. When you talk about all the new faces we have, what are the transfers going to be like? How are they going to meld into the team? How are we going to jive together, all pulling the rope in the same direction? And talked about some of the challenges we've had. We've had an opportunity to take 2 days this week and really take a hard look at ourselves and a self-scout as far as watching the whole season and from a field position standpoint, down and distance, formation tendencies, what we do out of what formations, really taking a hard look at ourselves and getting ready for the second half of the season. So I thought it was a productive week where we really got an opportunity to evaluate ourselves. And then we spent one day on getting ahead on UTEP and one day getting ahead on UTSA, and then we got the entire staff out recruiting on Friday. And so I thought for the staff it was a really productive week from that standpoint. With the team, we said that we were going to go into that week. We needed some guys to get a lot of team reps. We did about a 40 to 50 minute team period every day last week, and really got some of our depth guys, some of our younger guys, a lot of reps, trying to get them ready if we were to need them in the second half of the season. So we felt like we needed to get some guys healthy. And when you look at the number of reps that the starting 5 O-linemen were getting, the defensive linemen, et cetera, we tried to take a little bit of the pounding off them. And so there were a lot of things we tried to get done during this open date, but I thought it was really productive for us. I think it really showed up on Sunday when we came back and practiced on Sunday night. Very energetic. I think this team is really excited to get into the second half of the season, knowing that we can correct some things and try and finish up a couple of these close games that we've been in. And so I think the team is really excited to get into conference play and to get these last 7 games going. So a lot of excitement right now. We know we got a great challenge this week in UTEP. They're playing really well right now. Dana's done a great job with that program. I mean, the last 3 years they won 1, 1, and 3. So they've won 5 games in the last 3 years, and they're 5-1 right now. They're 1 game away from bowl eligibility. I know they're playing with a lot of confidence. They're playing with a lot of excitement and a lot of energy. So I know we'll talk a little bit more about UTEP, but there's my opening statement. So questions I can answer for anybody.
Ethan, go ahead.
Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
Good.
My first question is, we've heard from players like Smoke Harris talking about they feel bad for the next player that they're going to face. We talk about chip on his shoulder. With the week off, what is the goal, mindset, and attitude of the locker room heading onto the road against UTEP?
I think the mindset's really positive. As I talked about Sunday night, morale, attitude, work ethic, energy, positivity. I think the attitude of this team right now is really positive. I was really encouraged with what I saw Sunday. Sometimes when you give them a couple days off, and we gave them Friday, Saturday off in the open date, you come back and it's kind of like a rolling start. They're not really focused, and you got to kind of get them back into everything. But I thought we had one of our best practices of the year on Sunday night. I think these close losses, as hard as they've been to go through, I think they've been an internal motivation for this team, because I think they realize how good they can be, and they are working extremely hard to try and maximize their potential and be the type of football team they want to be. So right now I think they're in a really good spot. I think we've got great leadership right now. I think the Leadership Council is doing a super job with this team, and I think the younger guys are certainly following the upperclassmen's leads, and guys like Trey Baldwin, guys like Jaden Cole, guys like Willie Baker, just a lot of upperclassmen that are really doing a great job of leading this group right now.
How good is it to have Kendall back and see him be able to produce in his first game back? And is there a type of security blanket with knowing that Kendall's back in the backfield?
I think there's a security blanket with this team. I really saw it the week of the NC State game when he didn't get an opportunity to practice on Tuesday, Wednesday because he wasn't cleared until Thursday. Practice was very quiet. Practice was almost like there was an unknown factor there, but it wasn't the normal jovial, upbeat, positive vocal. They worked hard. But then I think when Austin came back on Thursday, I think it was like, all right, let's go. We got our quarterback. Let's go play. I think this team has confidence in him. I think that he creates a calming voice in the huddle. I think he brings a confidence to the offensive side of the ball, and I think that everybody that steps into that huddle believes he's the guy that can do it. He's the leader. And I think he's done a great job of picking everything up in the short time that he's been here. I think he's playing really well. He's doing some really good things for us, but he's that calming voice right now, and I think whether he can do it or not, I don't think is as important as this team believes he can do it. And that goes a long way in the way that they support him and follow him.
Your schedule isn't taking it easy on you this year, Coach. UTEP stands at 5-1, looking to continue a 3-game winning streak to 4 games. What statement are you guys trying to make, and what's the game plan to stop them?
Well, it's not really I'm not trying to make a statement right now. We're trying to really find out who we are. We're still evolving in this. We've talked about, I think our non-conference opponents are 14-4 right now. When you look at, we've played some pretty good teams that have won a lot of games. 2 of them are ranked in the top 25. When you look right now at SMU and NC State, Mississippi State is a really good team that throws the ball around really well, and I can't praise Southeast Louisiana enough as they continue to win and put up gaudy numbers in the 40s and 50s as far as points are concerned. So we've played some pretty good teams, and we're about to play a really good football team in conference. When you look at right now, UTEP is a 5-1 football team. They are doing some things in our conference and nationally that are being recognized right now. When you look at them offensively, they are a power football team. They've got 3 running backs that are 215 to 220 pounds. They get them running downhill. They are, I think, second in our conference in rushing. They're top 20 offensively in rushing, yards per carry. Some of the things that they're doing right now with their offense are doing a really nice job. Their quarterback is a very strong arm player, throwing the ball on time, making really accurate throws, getting the ball downfield. I think they're also top 20 in yards per catch. I know the receiver Cowley's like 3rd in yards and 7th in yards per catch, and what he's doing nationally on a national stage. So offensively, there's a lot of people taking notice in what they're doing offensively right now, and that they are downhill running the ball and then throwing it over the top extremely efficiently and throwing the ball very, very well. But I think the thing that's really impressed me is the way that they're playing defense right now. I don't know the number, but I think they're second in rush defense. I think they're top in our conference. They're second in scoring defense. I mean, they're doing a really nice job, and I think ranked in the top 20 in almost every defensive statistical category when you look at them on a national level. Very active up front. They bring a lot of seniority or a lot of experience on their defensive line. Their 2 linebackers are very active. They're leading 2 tacklers. Their nickel is very active. He's their 3rd leading tackler. They're really impressed with their safeties. I think they've got 2 rush ends that, especially 23, is creating a lot of problems off the edge. You've got to know where he is in a pass protection mindset. So I think this is they've got their kicker back who's getting national recognition with some of the things he's doing. Their punter's back, kick returner, punt returner are 2 starting wide receivers. They're a very, very talented team. And so when you look at him, I give Dana an awful lot of credit. He's been over there in El Paso banging that rock, building this football team. He's been very patient. And I think he's certainly seeing the results. I don't think it's just what they're doing this year. I think it's the plan that he put together and the way that they're playing, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. So I don't know that it's so much a statement. We're just trying to go find a way to win a game. I mean, and whether that is a low-scoring game or a high-scoring game, we're just trying to find a way to be able to compete and get in there and see if we can win a close scoring game. And we're excited about getting back into the conference. I mean, we've played 5 games at this point. One of them's been a conference game. The non-conference games are now done, and so we're just next 7 are all conference games, and we're going to learn a lot about our destiny in the next 7 weeks.